So hello, my name is Rob and this is Cat Rabbit Scale Model Studios, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at the little repentie as it could, Celestine the Living Saint. And we're also going to be taking a look at her Gemini Superior that come with it. I hope I said that right. These are really lovely figures that any Warhammer fan would love. However, they do come with a few issues, so let's just get started. Okay, before I begin, there's a few things I just need to talk about really quickly. If there is a weird static noise on this video, I really do apologise. I don't know what's happening with my editing software at the moment. The denoise function has just decided that if it's turned on, it wants to just literally break the video. I spent ages the other day trying to get this fixed, with no joy. So I do apologise in advance for that. On another note, I always forget to kind of say this. What do I do with all the stuff I get given? These were kindly given to me by JoyToy. I give them away. I do this for Patreon supporters. I'll leave a link in the description box below. It's like £3 a month. I've tried to make it really cheap. All I ask for is that postage and packaging is covered, which obviously having enough patrons tends to do. And you could be in with a chance of winning JoyToy, any of the goodies that I get given. I like to pass on to my community so someone else can enjoy them, and I think it's a great way to not only support me but also give something back to the community, so do consider that as well. Before I start as well, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I always forget to say that these days, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. But the first one we're going to look at is the Gemini Superior. Now these are a really odd figure, and I'll talk about why I think they are in the second one. I had some problems with these. They do come with some lovely bits. I do have some gripes with the way this is laid out, because I'm not sure which one is quite right. But they, you know, the box, really nice. It's a standard JoyToy spiel. We've seen them all before. If we open up the actual figure, what we can actually see is we've kind of got it's sort of sandwiched in this case. Great, fine. The first buy is always with the eye. Cool. You know, it's very much what you've come to expect from JoyToy. We've got a little bit of a loose head here. I've only previously opened the boxes and slid these cases out. I actually haven't got these out. I'm getting them out for the first time in this video. So the head was very loosely fitted. Not a problem. It just pushes on. Obviously JoyToy, it's a UPVC plastic, so it is slightly squidgy. They're really easy to kind of pop limbs back in and stuff like that. And then everything kind of moves around as it should. The cape's got some really nice detail. It's got all the little inquisition bits and stuff like that around it. Cool. At first glance, everything seems pretty good. You can see here, scale-wise, next to Castellan Crow, they are very wee. So next to a Primaris Marine, these are going to be even smaller. And then taking a look at what comes in the box, we've got this lovely power sword. Once again, the paint job's always really good on the JoyToy stuff. The bolt pistol, lovely. Comes with a choice of hands, a tight grip, a closed fist, and a slightly loose grip, so you can kind of have the weapons at a bit of an angle and stuff like that. Here you can see the backpack, lovely detail. Once again, I did go on the Games Workshop website and I did look at these, and the accuracy is just spot on. Really cool. I couldn't quite get the backpack to stay on. It is shown on the back of the box as being separate, but I couldn't get it to actually stay on, so I was a little bit kind of frustrated with that. Okay, fine. And then you've got these lovely purity seals that have kind of like this anklet clip around the back. Then stand wise, because obviously these ones are flying, those are the other hands, you've kind of got this crane kind of stand here. And just before I open that up, I looked on the back and I can actually see, I think it looks like adhesive, and I couldn't for the life of me get this thing to push in. Let me know if it is just supposed to push in, if you've got this and I was just wrong, because I actually ended up gluing it into place because I just couldn't get the thing to stay in. Now, the stand seems really cool at first glance. It's got like little nuts and bolts tightening all the joints. The problem I have with these is the weight of the actual figure. See, it always kind of cranes forward. And it just doesn't seem sturdy enough. I actually had to tighten the screws on these, which isn't, you know, the end of the world. Here you can see what I mean about the clip and the purity seal. However, it's just a little bit frustrating that they couldn't have put maybe like a little pin in that you can lock it in place. Gundam do a very similar thing. I've got the Ale Strike Master Grade, and it came with a fantastic display stand which really does hold the weight of it, and you know that's a lot of plastic there on a Gundam, so it's a shame that the stands kind of do falter a little bit here. I would probably recommend gluing them in place, but as you can see there they are kind of assembled. I'll show you them at the end, don't worry. Now Gemini Superior number 2, exactly the same. Literally the only thing that is different here is the head and the I think the bits around the waist. That's it. The cloak's in an ever so slightly different position. If you looked at one of these and I quickly showed you the other one, you would probably think that I've shown you the same one twice. My gripe with this is, although they are cool, I think they should have been in a box together. There's not enough differentiating them from each other to warrant 2 separate releases, in my personal opinion, and just seeing what JoyToy is capable of. So it's a little bit shame that they aren't bundled together, but not the end of the world. We've seen the first one, you know, posability, same hands, same weapons. Obviously you can see here that the backpack is actually attached to this one, so cool. Once again, it's an identical pack, which is, like I said, just a shame maybe these weren't bundled together. Now, I did run into a bit of a problem with the second one as I was setting it up to do the money shots at the end, and that was when I actually went to put the purity seal on the ankle, the clip broke. It just pinged off. Like, it felt really brittle. It's not made of the same UPVC that like the figure is, which is, you know, it tends to go back into shape. It just pinged off and I was absolutely gutted. I don't know where I can really put this. Maybe I could tuck it around the belt, or, you know, attach it somewhere else. I don't really know. It's frustrating. That's 2 out of 2 now, which, you know, I've opened up and they've been broken, which is a shame. You know, I don't think this is anything I've done. It is a different plastic. It's just a bit anyway. The main event, Celestine. Let's see if we can get this back on track. An absolutely stunning figure. Obviously, I don't know too much about Celestine myself, just that she was the repentia that obviously defied all odds and is now the living saint. Very cool. She comes with, I was calling them a flock of seagulls. Apparently it's not, it's doves. Thank you very much. There's a lot to like about this figure, but for as much as I like it, again, there are issues, and I will cover that as we get to it. But opening it up, we can see it's kind of like a 2-tiered clamshell pack here. You've got the dual purity seals here, obviously travel down from her. Then you've got the very iconic wings, which are absolutely stunning. Like the paint job, it's got this subtle blue fade. I don't think my camera picks up it probably as enough as it does justice, but it is really, really lovely. These guys were also really, really hard to photograph because they're just, you know, they're in the air trying to fit it all in. It's really difficult, but they, you know, they've done a stellar job again of replicating the models. No quibbles there whatsoever. So if we just open her up, now she doesn't get a choice of hands or anything like that. It's what you see is what you get. You've got this lovely sword with these kind of white roses attached to it. I did wonder if the roses were removable, much like Castellan Crow's, almost like a flame, dark flame stuff that comes off his sword. I forget the name off the top of my head, but it doesn't, it's all fixed. These are the doves that obviously go into her open hand to give her that very saintly image. She's obviously got the same crane type stand, which is a bit frustrating because if they don't hold the weight of the Gemini, they're not going to hold the weight of her. I could kind of foretell that before even getting it out. And then we have obviously Celestine herself there. Detail 1 for 1 on the model, absolutely beautifully recreated. If Celestine is your favourite character, or you know, it's something that you just love the stories about her, this is going to be a great addition. You can see there's a small hole in the cape here. that's actually where the purity seal kind of pushes into, which is really, really nice. But if you are a Celestine fan, or you are like an Adeptus fan or Inquisition fan, you know, the Trivium is nearly complete. I think we're just missing Belisarius and maybe Greyfax. I'm not sure if they were in it. These are, don't get me wrong, I try not to do reviews. You know, what you see is what you get. These types of things are really subjective. However, I am just going to carry on rambling through this because there are some points, and it might seem quite controversial what I'm about to say. Is everything that I love about JoyToy is in these figures. The detail, how they're replicated, you know, the kits is absolutely amazing. You can't fault JoyToy for this. However, I don't think these make good action figures, and the problem is a lot of the posing isn't there. You tend to get these unnatural looks because the display stands aren't quite good enough to hold the miniature, as you can see like on screen now. This is Gemini number 2. They're just not good enough to stands. Either super glue your stands, or come out with a different stand, or just have them on foot. The problem with having them on foot is they'll probably just topple back. Celestine looks fantastic, and if you are a Celestine fan, if you like her stories, if you like her, the Adeptus, you know, this is going to be a figure for you to have on your desk that's going to make you, you know, smile every time you look at it. Like I always keep Castellan Crow on my painting desk, and sometimes I just give him a little tickle. I love having him on the desk. I love having my favourite character on my painting desk. And obviously being a bit of an action figure nerd, if you will, are really, really cool. But I just don't think that these translate so well into action figures as opposed to model kits. You couldn't get out of the box, without tampering around with this, the same pose the kit has because of what you're given in the box. Once again, this isn't a review. I'm not saying don't buy these. I'm not saying do buy these. I'm trying to show off this is what I got and this is it. You know, look at this thing. So obviously do take, you know, not what I'm saying as gospel, but also do take it with a pinch of salt. It's going to be really subjective. Now, one thing I did do is I did just go back because it really annoyed me that the clip broke and I didn't want to live with it. So what I did was I just super glued it to the underside of the tabard here. But look, that's it from me in this one. I love these figures. I think they're great. But they've just got some issues, which is a shame. But look, that is it from me in this one. Once again, like and subscribe. I'll see you all next time. God bless and take care.